Hey guys, this is Michael Sphere 68 here, and today I'm going to be teaching you about some tips and tricks when playing as Jason, or aka, the big fella, the main person of the game. Even though you're mostly going to be playing as Counselor, there are a few times where you will become a big man himself. On how to play some and some tips and tricks that you can use. Now, without further ado, let's begin. Oh yeah, don't mind the glitchy audio. It always does this when you try to play as offline bots. Offline bots are a great way to try to start with a killing spree before you meet up with people in a online play. As some people, like me, are going to be level 150. Okay, now, the first thing that I'm going to do is get these two knives in your shack.
Make them
you can hold the
for what
up
they did
D-pad
to us.
and key anytime to check the summary of who's alive, who's dead, and who's escaped, as well as click the touchpad to see your map. And click touchpad again to get out. Now, I normally don't do this with offline bots, but I usually do it online. I would usually place a trap right here at the entrance by pressing the down pad button, and when the trap thing on the bottom raises up. Okay, now, first thing you want to do is go to the phone box where the phone symbol is indicated. And you may notice the electricity bolt symbol. This is a power generator. As Jason, you can just click X to destroy it. It'll knock out power in the camp, raise fear, and if Tommy Jarvis is in the area, it'll disable all them being able to call him if you knock the power out. Buying you some more time to come home if they're trying to call Tommy. I would usually place a trap here at the phone box as well. Just one will be good enough. You can always press the X to open the doors if it isn't locked, but if it is locked, just hold the R2 button and on the door and you'll start breaking it. Okay, now these radios can be used for a counselor's advantage. I'll tell you a bit more about them later. Now you may have noticed by now how the counselors are glowing red. That's because they have fear. Many things will raise their fear. I'll tell you more about this in the counselor video. You may see these cars right here. All they require is battery, gas, and keys. I recommend to trip up the battery compartment and then trap the door. Now you may notice this is locked. Like I said earlier, do this. Or you can alternatively go into combat stance by pressing the right stick down and do it that way. To exit out of the stance, just click right stick again. Now, you may notice that this building isn't glowing. I mean that Adam could be hiding somewhere. To check hiding spots, aka closets, tents, outhouses, and beds, just click X. And you'll either find them and that happens, and then you instantly kill them.
Yes.
Or your weapon will get stuck for a short amount of time. Because keep in mind, as Jason, you only have 2 minutes or 20 minutes to try to kill them all. Okay, now the grabbing phase. You can only press R2 to swing a weapon like that. But what I like to do is press L2, which will activate a grab stance. If your grab is successful, your counselor will be grabbed and you can be able to carry them. But just like with the power slots, which I will tell you more about in a little bit, these grab stances. Oh, damn it. These grab stances will be able to will change the little triangle thing, the little diamond things into random little icons. Those will be the rustic kills that you have selected for your Jason. And when one is lit up, you can press the corresponding button and smash to use it. And kill them. But be mindful that Council can break free from your grasp when you're trying to take him over to environmental kills, like this knife right here. Once you approach an environmental kill and the icon shows, you can click X to perform them. Okay, now these powers, you start with the the map one, and then more powers will unlock over time. Simply press circle to use this, and then click X to teleport wherever you want to go on this map, as long as it isn't either out of bounds or directly onto a building. Now the bottom ability, the eye, is your sense ability. You can use this to track any counselor or from any distance if they have at least a snuggle of fear, as I like to say. Yeah, they'll just be glowing red. If outside, you'll just see an outline of them, but if they're inside a building, the whole building will glow red.
Get up, Jason.
Oh yeah, pocket knives also have them instantly break free if you grab them.
Jason.
Oh yeah, now the other abilities. You may notice the ability to the left with the standing man and everything. That is the shift ability. Basically, for a short amount of time, you'll become invisible all to the counselors, and you have to use the right stick to control where you're going. Maybe complex at first, but you can definitely get the hang of it. Now, this last ability is your stalk. It'll mute your little theme music that plays if you're nearby, and silence your footsteps for a short amount of time, making it so that way you have a chance to at least be able to sneak up on a counselor if you're unsuspected.
That's my Jason.
You can deactivate any ability by using a certain button, and that's supposed to be used. You might want to avoid these, but if you happen to step on them, just mash X to open the trap. That's what you do whenever you get stunned, if that prompt shows up. And now you may be wondering about the weapon. This ain't Part 2's normal weapon, and when you reach level 113, I think it is? Yeah, 113. You can go to the customization.
Yeah.
And slot.
Kill for mother.
Which I'll show you in a little bit. And be able to change your weapon, as well as choose the kills that you like. Okay, now I have to show you the different versions of Jason. And you can customize them by clicking the customize option right here, and you can choose your kills as long with the weapon. And each Jason will come with a different strength and weakness. For example, this Jason that I have on right now, Part 2, has more traps, but Part 9 has less traps, but has plus shift, while Part 2 has minus shift. And depending on which Jason you play, it depends on their strength and weaknesses. I'll tell you what each strength does and weakness. can run. And basically, you saw earlier, if you press the left stick, you'll enter either a jogging or fast walk space. He can run, so if you click the stick down, you'll be in the jogging phase. You'll start with 7 traps if you have plus traps, and your morph regenerates faster, or if you have plus morph. But with your shift, but minus shift, your shift recharges slower, and you're not as fast in it. Your defense, you have lower HP and block chance. By lower HP, it's because you know the that's gone. Yeah, it can be knocked off if he takes enough damage. I don't know exactly about the block chance, but I think it's if you try to block in combat, that's it. And it'll have a better chance of not working right, and you take damage. Now, water speed, you'll have slower movement underwater, making catching through the boat impossible. Now, plus weapon strength is that if you use your weapon and press R2 usually to swing it, it'll take less hits for you to be able to kill them, or slash them to death. Now, plus grip strength is that if you grab somebody, it'll take a lot longer for them to break out, but still don't take forever though. Now, mine is stun resistant. You'll get stunned a lot more, and you'll be stunned for longer. Now, your sense duration is decreased, as well as the distance of it. Now, decreased stock is that stock will run out faster. Plus destruction will make it, instead of taking 3 to 6 hits on door, or 3 if it's unlocked, and 6 if it's locked, it will only take 2 to 3 hits, 2 if unlocked, and 3 if locked. Now minus traps is that you'll have not as many traps, aka you only have 3 traps instead of the 5 or 7 that you have. Plus throwing knives, instead of starting with 2 throwing knives, I think you either start with 4 or 6 throwing knives. I'm not sure, but I think you start with 6. Now, plus stock, of course, stock will last longer. That's obvious. Now, mine is grip strength. Basically, it'll be a lot easier for the counselors to break free. Gotta act fast. Now, plus sense, your sense will last longer and have a better range. And plus shift is that you'll be a whole lot faster in shift, as well as the shift not taking as long to recharge. Minus morph, your morph regenerates slower, of course. Now, plus water speed, you'll move a whole lot faster in the water, or especially and you'll even be faster than the boat. So, playing as this Jason, I do not recommend using the boat. As same as if you're fighting against this Jason. Now, the last since those other 2 has strength and weaknesses we already covered, plus stun resistance, and your duration and chance of being stunned will be lower. And less hit points is that, it's like minus defense, and it's just without the whole block chance thing you dig. Now you may notice this CP bar, or that bar is to represent how much customization points you have, and you get them for completing rounds. Now you can use it to unlock non-weapon kills, and weapon kills for the certain Jasons. You can also buy DLC kill packs to add 3 more kills that will be automatically unlocked. And as well, as choosing which kills you want, if you have them unlocked. Now you may notice the bloody skins and all the Jasons I have unlocked. You don't unlock these Jasons right away. Okay, so it can't be like, oh hey, I'm gonna be playing part 4 because he's the most powerful. And plus there's also a Savini Jason, but you can't get that anymore. Or since you have to be a backer. So let's ignore that Jason. Basically it'll start off with part 3 and part 5 Jason. And unlocked. And the rest of and part 2, part 4, part 6, 7, 8, and 9 will be locked. Now, I don't have to remember the levels I have to give for everybody, but here's the order of how you unlock them. After a game like level 3, I think, you will unlock part 6 Jason. And after that, you'll unlock part 7 Jason by reaching level 5 or level 6. Then you'll unlock part 2 Jason for reaching level 13 because it's Friday the 13th. And then you'll unlock part 8 at level 20, part 9 at level 31, and part 4 at level 42. Anyway, maybe that's it. Oh, wait, one more thing. If a counselor messes up a action, and such as repairing the phone, you'll hear a noise. Here's what each noise represents. If you hear a zzz sound, that means somebody's trying to fix one of the power boxes. Is at camp. And a liquid spilling kind of sound means that somebody is trying to fill up the gas. A kind of sound means that somebody's repairing the battery. And a beep 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 sound means that somebody's trying to repair the phone box. Whenever you hear that sound and you're not chasing somebody, go to what the correspond where you think that item's getting repaired at. Now keep in mind, keep a close ear out for what you hear for the power box and the car battery. Starting off the car, somebody messing up the car battery and somebody messing up the power box will sound almost exactly the same. And so you're really going to have to keep your ear out. And if somebody starts up the car, all you need to do as Jason is either grab him out of the window by press out of the car window, go from the driver's seat with X if the car stopped. They have to, or pressing X on the hood to completely stop the car, or to stop if the car is also not moving. But if the car drives into you, if they're going forward or in reverse, or you'll stop the car. But what about the boat? Oh, I know that you're asking. Well, all you have to do is go to either side of the boat, and press X to rock the boat over to stop it and knock out any counselors that were in the boat. Then you can press X if you're under that counselor to perform an environmental kill and drown them. Now, if the phone box is shining blue instead of flashing red, that means that the phone box has been fixed. You have to press X on the phone box. But if the call is out, there's nothing that you can do. But if the counselor completed the call, you'll hear kind of like talking sound or something like that. If you hear that, there's nothing that I can do to stop the police from coming over, and it'll take 5 minutes or possibly less to have them come over to either one of the exits and have any counselor run to the exit to escape. Because they can't run out normally to the exit or swim out to the orange buoys and expect to exit. Now keep all this in mind, and I think it'll do at least decent, as Jason. You want to change what preference you want, just click here and you can change your preference. If you have it on Jason, you'll be Jason a little bit more often. If you have none, and then basically kind of like nothing happens, and you'll have a equal chance of being a Jason or a counselor. But if you have it on counselor, there is no chance that you'll be able to play Jason unless everybody has the preference sent to counselor. Now later on, I'll tell you a little bit more about the counselors, but that'll be it for this tips and tricks video. If you enjoyed, of course, please leave a like, share, comment, subscribe. I've been click the bell icon for notifications. But other than that, peace out. Out everybody.